that he gets regularly through work, and then really tightening up the belt on his savings and how he's spending money. So I hold him accountable. I gave him some action steps that he was supposed to take care of. And what happened? What did I do?
She Facebook video called me
to make sure you were doing
it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So what was your hiccup?
I hadn't pulled my credit report yet.
Mm-hmm. And there was something else that you were out spending money on.
Oh yeah, I was gonna talk about that too. Hot chocolate at McDonald's. That's my thing.
Is that your passion?
Well, I don't drink coffee. I don't drink coffee.
Could be worse things.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're doing good, brother.
Yeah, there's something extra that they do to it other than the packets of Swiss Miss?
No, I just make it because I don't want to make it myself. So
right.
It's just quick, simple. So I don't drink coffee. You know, a lot of people hang up his coffee. Coffee's nasty to me. Right. So that's hot chocolate and tea.
But it adds up because you're doing it every day.
Yeah, $1 a day or something like that. I'm like, man.
Right. Yeah. And how much is a whole box of Swiss Miss? Like literally $1.
Yeah, I went also. I actually made some today on my lunch break before I came out to the show.
That's funny.
Wow. Right. But just as simple as hot chocolate, when you listen to the breakdown, to go and buy McDonald's, you know, just for the week, 7 days, versus going to get, you know, what is it, a 12-pack of Swiss Mix for $1.50. You save, you know, that's $10 plus for the week you save.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you do that every week. You got a little bit of money.
Where are we spending our money at?
I'm just saying, we're not talking. This ain't about us. This ain't about us.
The point of this is to be helpful.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like that, and I'm using, you know, that's one example, but the method is the same. So go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. And another thing that, you know, we noticed in our consultation, you know, I wanted to know, where's the money being spent? Where are you putting different things? And so, of course, you know, you're listening to all this information that you're getting from all these places. And so you're trying to apply all of it with not any particular concise plan for you. So he's like, okay, you heard him tell you, I'm using these different investment apps. I'm using Acorns and Stash, you know, because I've seen this and I heard you talk about it. And I'm investing X amount of money here in my retirement plan. And I'm doing, you know, all these different things. So then when we go and look at it, you know, what's really important to us right now? You know, you have a 3 to 5 year plan to be able to do this. So we talked very specifically about the investing. And I'm like, hey, we really want to scale down in the investing piece because we have to at least get one of these big bills paid off first. So then that way it loosens you up a little bit and you've got a little bit more wiggle room. Mm-hmm. So, you know, that was something that he's probably never heard before. Like, wait a minute, you want me to reduce the amount of money that I'm putting into my 401k? Yeah, for right now I do. You know, let's reduce that. I only want you to take the free money off the top because you got to bleed over here where there's this debt that you really want to pay off, and making the minimum payments isn't making a dent in it. So the money you're saving in your retirement is really getting eaten up by the interest charges that you're paying on the debt that you owe. Mm-hmm. So you have to look at the total picture when you're going to make those determinations. So just like you can't self-treat yourself. It's like going to WebMD and deciding, you know, this is what I'm supposed to do. You have to go to a professional so you can get the care and understanding and be able to put a plan together. So.
Okay. I really love that you mentioned the snowball method. That is something that I am trying to focus on, because I think the cool thing about it is because when you do pay off those little things, it gives you like a little win and you're like, oh shoot, I got this. Look at me crossing stuff off, and it gives you that. And then in addition to, of course, the extra money that it frees up to pay off something bigger, and it just keeps giving you drive as you do get, you know, to cash something out. Like you can't call me no more times. I got you already. Like it does feel good. It definitely feels good.
Absolutely.
So when we break down like whether or not you feel like you need a cash coach, it just like, what do you feel like is like, I guess not requirements, but like the stipulations of like, oh, you probably would benefit of this from this, or you probably have a good idea or a good plan. You just need to keep going. Like, how do you talk someone through something like that?
Well, the initial consultation is 45 minutes and it's completely complimentary. And we just want to see what the plan is. You know, what do you currently have going on? I can usually tell by a few questions whether or not you may need someone to help you through the process, because you're going to be well organized if you are really about your business. So when I go to ask you questions like, how much is your income? How much do you owe? You know, where are all of your documents? Who are you paying? people who are really managing their money, they know all of those answers to those questions.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't, then I can already tell that that's probably an issue, and they've maybe been trying to do it, you know, for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And then that question is, have you been actively attempting to make any type of move in your overall personal finances? Some people ain't even been trying.
Right.
So, you know, I always tell people to give it a shot, you know, themselves, because some people can motivate themselves, you know, or I'll tell people, hey, join this group that I have. I've got a free online group that people can join, and they can get tips and kind of, you know, pick up the things that are applicable to them. But if it comes down to, hey, I honestly cannot figure this out on my own, I need to sit down with somebody, you know, that's really the time that we decided. And so the plans are really broken down in 3, 6, 9, and 12-month options, depending on how many different objectives that we want to achieve. Because we can't go after all of them at the same time. We can't say, okay, he wants to pay off his debt, he wants to save money, and he wants to invest. Yes, we want to do all of those things eventually, but we got to just, you know, eat the elephant one bite at a time. So right now, we're just looking at where we can cut corners so we can try to pay off some of this debt first, because that frees up more money. And there's really only 2 ways to do it. You know, we're either going to make more money, right? Or we're going to spend less money, but that's the only way you can kind of move things around in the pot. So
during the process thus far, how often do you guys communicate?
Oh, great question.
So thus far, we had our first initial complimentary consultation where I did an intake, and he was sent an invoice of, you know, what was required. So we got the first invoice paid. So this is step 2 here today, where he'll receive his debt reduction plan today. And then he'll go out and schedule his next appointment, whether we meet face-to-face or Skype, and then touch bases. You know, at least once a week, I'm doing a touch base, either by phone, text, or email, just to kind of see where things are. And I have detailed notes of what it is that you're trying to work on. So there might be a small little weekly goal. Like, I know his issue is hot chocolate, so I'm gonna check in with him. Did you go to Dollar General and buy that Swiss Miss, or are you still hitting up McDonald's? But if I'm not doing it, nobody else is going to do that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so sometimes you really need it.
Yeah. Does whether it been in this situation or others, in the first initial contact, do you find people come to you are just kind of fed up and like, you know what, I just need to find something to manage his money, or some folks like just embarrassed, you know, to talk about, you know, their financial situation and, you know, what's been happening in the past. Because I know, you know, maybe, you know, this is a rough subject to talk about for most folks. They'll just talk about money, you know what I mean? Because everybody, you know, handles it differently. So do you see most people kind of come at you like with their tail behind in between their legs, like, you know, or no?
The people who are not ready are people who have a tendency to lean in on the group. Okay, so the group, it had like 300 people in it. I cut it back down, so now I'm probably at about 180 active members that are in the group. I can post in that group all day, all week, and it'll be crickets. Nobody will say anything, but you know, you can see the analytics that people are watching.
Right.
So I continue to post, and usually what you'll see is the individuals who are just really ready and just fed up with their own self and being sick and tired of their finances, being sick and tired. They're going to be the ones that's going to step out and be courageous enough to say, can you help me? But that's with anything. If you find somebody that has an addiction, you find somebody that's overweight, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, everybody has their boiling point per se, and they can watch all the things and go to all the groups, but it's something that triggers them like, okay, now is today. I'm going to call, I'm going to reach out, I'm going to do that. But once they actually touch me, they're like, look, they usually just spill all the beans because they know, you know what I mean? There's really nothing else. Nothing else you can do at that point. But
I understand that. So are you excited, or are you like, what is your feeling? Like, are you excited about this new turn in your life financially? Are you scared? Do you think you're going to mess up or anything? Or
I'm excited.
You're excited?
Yeah,
that's
I'm
just
excited.
your mind state. That's good.
Yeah, because I'm tired of being going check.
Yeah.
Friday and then Monday just gone. Like, what the heck? Where did it all go?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really excited. So I was really read a lot of stuff, study a lot of stuff, but it's kind of hard to put it into action.
Yeah.
So you really should get a coach or a mentor. You know, my mentors have mentors, so I'm just trying to follow that path.
Right. Right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's. I'm with it. I'm with it 100%. I mean, it might just start with the 150 challenge for me for now.
But that's okay. But and you know what? That's going to give a lot of people the confidence if they're able to do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or get pretty close to it. They might be like, man, I almost made it. Maybe if I just had some help or whatever it is, or maybe that's what jumpstarts them.
Yeah.
To be able to do it on their own. You know, my thing is, I just want you to do it, whether or not you get some assistance or if you go out and use some tools and be able to apply it. But we have to be able to manage, our financial situations a lot better than what we're doing right now. We just seen some crazy stuff happen in this country with a government shutdown that really shut people down.
Right.
And it was crystal clear that people weren't prepared.
Right.
One check missed and folks was in the lines at the soup kitchen.
Yeah.
So that's 80% of America. Yeah. So that ain't just Black folks. You know what I'm saying? This is a green issue and most of us don't have it.
Who have some pretty good jobs too.
And that's what I found so I don't want to say surprising because that sounds judgmental and I don't try to be judgmental because I know how hard I hustle for my money and I also know how easily it leaves my hands. But I was so surprised to hear people were like, I gotta sell my car because I gotta pay my rent. And I was like, sell your car? Boo, how is you gonna sell your car in time to pay the rent?
One check.
And off of one check. I thought to myself, like, that's another reason why I have so many jobs is because should there be a crisis, I can go run and pick up a shift or something. And now that shouldn't be what I rely on. I should be stockpiling my savings and, you're supposed to have that emergency fund in case an emergency happens. But that was very surprising to me because I was imagining myself like federal employee in my mind, they make more money than me, right? In my mind. I don't know what they legit make, but whatever they're doing, they're making good money. And was it that they're living with not within their means? Is it just, I'm sure there's a number of things, but kids, expenses, life, rent is high, whatever. But I was like, oh God, I couldn't imagine 2 weeks setting me back. That's, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But that's real. Habits and behaviors, there's no income limit for that. So people who have bad habits and bad behaviors,
you're right,
they continue to have those no matter how much money that they make. That's why you can go to really, really, really what looks like wealthy neighborhoods and you'll see people with big houses and fancy cars and no furniture inside of it because they literally have stretched themselves to the limit. You know what I mean? So it just doesn't matter. When they say more money, more problems, they really mean that. You know what I mean? Because people don't change their habits and their lifestyle. And so we saw that. But that is an American issue, you know what I mean? All the way across the board. So this year, I partnered with America Saves, which is a national organization that is geared towards helping individuals save. Campaign coming up that if you can just save $50 of your tax refund, you can go on this website that I've been posting on all my social media and enter to be able to win $10,000 just by showing that you've saved $50. So there's a lot of initiatives that are out there. There's a savings initiative that they'll match your savings if you put in a certain amount. So I'm just trying to get the information out to people so that they can learn because that was really just a test run. We don't know what's going to happen in the next 13 days.
Right.
We have no idea what that actually means, and people don't necessarily take into consideration how much the government and things like that can really affect your life. Tomorrow is February the 1st, and in Columbus, Ohio, nobody's getting any food stamps. I can't wait to go to the store tomorrow. I want to know what that's going to be like.
Right.
I want to know how
that whole weekend is normally crazy.
And they normally raise the prices, and all this other different kind of stuff. Well, all the stamps are gone because they had to release them sooner because they weren't sure.
I've been heard.
So what's going to happen? So that's the next level of, were those people able to manage and have they ever been given the skills on how to be able to budget? Now, we know everybody who get food stamps don't necessarily need them and they ain't going to die.
Right.
But there's some people who really do need them and haven't been taught how to budget. They don't know how to cook. They don't know how to do none of these things. So we about to see how they get through these next 28 days because, they spend a lot. And then they paired it with a snowstorm that didn't come.
Right. And there's supposed to be another one overnight tonight too. So we'll see.
But then 60 degrees on Saturday.
On Saturday, yeah, right. How does that work? Exactly.
Right. So it's a lot.
Tiffany said she mentioned emergency funding. Mm-hmm. How does that play into your system?
So we're definitely working towards making sure that there's a cushion. That's always going to be first thing. We want to make sure that there's a cushion, but we need to be able to do that simultaneously with being able to pay things off. So some financial analysts and people who are doing this level of coaching, they make you stop doing everything and only put money into this emergency savings account. It's just not really realistic for a lot of people. So we're just kind of taking it one chunk at a time. So when the income is coming in, we need to make sure a portion of it does go to be able to fill back up the savings. Yeah. But we still want to stick to our plan. Yeah. And we're just spreading it out a little bit more evenly as opposed to spending it on frivolous things. We're really monitoring every single dollar. So we know everything that's coming in and we know exactly where everything's going. So there's really no question. So, it is kind of tight. You're tightening your belt. And it's not necessarily designed for you to do it forever. That's like, if you go on a cleanse or some type of a fast or something for weight loss, it's not meant to happen forever. Right. But it is meant to give you the jump start and get you going, right. You know what I'm saying? And make sure that you have that at the front of your mind so that you have the discipline to kind of be able to balance it later. Mm-hmm. So that's the same thing that we're doing here financially. We're just coming in real tight the first 3 to 6 months and just making sure, we count everything. And I'm doing it myself. Like I literally have a $25 grocery budget a week for me, my mother, and my son.
$25?
Oh my God, if I eat another casserole. Let me tell you. But I'm spending $100 a month on my groceries. Yeah. It's tight. But I was able this month to make an extra payment on my car note because of it. So I'll be able to pay my car off faster. So I ate some casseroles. Ain't nothing, some rice and beans. Ain't
casserole is good though.
It is good, but right about the 5th day, it's like you start dreaming about like all the things you wish you had. Like I have to actively, so I live off of 256, and I don't know if y'all are familiar with this area in Reynoldsburg, but like literally every restaurant in the world is around. Like no, I literally have to be like, you ain't even hungry. You got sandwiches at home. You ain't even hungry. You got sandwiches at home. You better drive to all these and stop messing around. Like I don't even go to Walmart because I know as soon as I walk into Walmart,
there's McDonald's.
It is no. It is like I'm like, oh, I forgot I needed cleaning supplies. Oh, I can get a pack of toilet paper. Oh, I can look at jewelry. Oh, I need some shoes. Let me just look into toys. I don't even have children that play with toys, but I'm still like, let me just see what they got in LOL surprise. Let me also look and see, I want to smell all these candles. Oh, candles is on sale. I cannot go. I have to go just to Aldi's, and Aldi's is obviously a lot more cost effective. But in addition to that, they got that one little aisle of the extra stuff. Now, I do still got to look at the extra stuff, but it's a lot less than me looking at Walmart for hours. Because I will be at Walmart like, oh, yeah, I'm just that one day I was coming to your event and I was like on my way was like all about donating clothes to the homeless or something. And I was like, oh, look at me. I'm going to Walmart to get some clothes to donate to the homeless. And I never made it because I was in Walmart, bought the stuff, which I still have, by the way, and never made it because I was in there just like Christmas shopping. Like, oh, let me just go ahead and knock out my Christmas shopping. Oh, I'm also going to grocery shop while I'm here. So it's something that I've worked on. As far as like the emergency fund, when you were just bringing it up, I think the reason why it made such an impression on me when I was going through the Financial Peace University with the Dave Ramsey program was he said, you have to imagine a situation where you really would need an emergency, not like your car getting fixed, like that's an emergency, but he said, he took it one step further and said, like, what if your child got sick? What if your child got sick and they told you the only way to heal your child was that you needed like $15,000 to get the surgery. You got like 2 months to get it done. What are you going to do? And you're going to do everything you can. So it was like like a cheetah or something like a gazelle. Yes. And I know while that is, it made sense to me and it sat with me because I thought I'm obsessed with my kids, obsessed. And there's nothing that I wouldn't do to make sure that they had everything that they wanted, let alone needed. So if I needed to do it, yes, what could I live without? There's tons of shit I could live without. And if you have that mindset, you go into it like it's absolutely necessary for me to set aside this money for this, then it changes the way you look at your finances. It changes the way you're like, you know, do I really want to go out to BW3s? Do I really want to do this big birthday bash? Do I really need to have, cute new boots to go with my cute new dress? Like, I don't need those things. They're things that I want. But what would I rather have is money in case, something went down with my family.
Stuff is the fan, man.
You just really have to start, like, when we are living in a Trump world, you really do have to be making some smarter decisions. That's just real.
So in as we get ready to wrap this up, Nicole, just kind of briefly go over, the in the next, I don't want to say 30 days, in the next 2 weeks, what is the main goal for to do as this project? Because you said it's fairly new, like you just had the consultation and all of that stuff. So, and he did the research and he got his credit report and all of that stuff. So what is like the highlight within the next 14 days as this program moves forward?
Next 14 days, we're going to really be looking at behaviors. So now, once we get together again, we'll go over his debt reduction calculation plan. And we'll make sure that we find the money to make all of those payments. Okay, so we're going to look and say, all right, this is how much the income is. These are all of my have to payments. And so we're going to get those taken, straight off and then see what's left over. If he's got a little bit of change left over, then we're only going to work on behaviors and making sure that we do that consistently so that everything's paid on time and it's taken care of.
Right.
If we do the math and find out that there is very little left and he's in that same situation where he pays everything on Friday and don't have no money on Saturday, then we're going to go in and look at his spending habits because he makes more than enough income to be able to support these. Now we have to figure out where he's spending and really just kind of see where we can tweak those behaviors. So he's doing a good job of holding himself accountable. And then he's honest with me because when I reach out to him, hey, LaRon, what you been doing? What was you buying today? What was your win? What was your, what'd you do well with? Oh, I did really well with this situation, but Nicole, I was at that McDonald's or
got that hot chocolate.
You know what I mean?
It's cold outside.
Right.
but it's something that's in front of his mind. And you know what? He don't want to have to tell me that next time I call.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so if he's being honest, he's going to make sure that he's moving forward with that. So that's going to be one thing that we don't worry about. And we just continue to push through, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the challenge is, we move to get over the hump, but just consistently, touching base, holding him accountable and working on whatever, because this plan is his. I'm not doing this for him.
Right.
He's saying, these are the things that I want to work on. This is what I want to be able to achieve. And I'm just really helping to push him and having it mold the way that he wants it to be.
Right.
So.
No doubt. Well, good luck, man. I really
Thanks,
mean
man.
that. You're inspiration to all of us.
I look forward to hearing some
yeah,
small updates on how
for
everything
sure.
is going. For
Likewise.
sure. Like,
I heard a quote the other day. I was watching this guy video. He said, if you spend everything you have and you keep buying stuff you don't need, eventually you're going to start selling stuff off that you do need.
Yeah.
Like she was saying, you got to sell your car. You need your car to get around and get to work. So when you do get your government job back, how are you going to get to work?
Right.
So
be like,
that's what I was literally like.
Uber
what's
costs
your
gonna get
plan?
expensive.
I don't understand.
oh man, Uber. Ooh, yeah, I've been through the Uber too. So that's expensive.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous.
It can be.
Nicole, how can you be reached? How can they get with you to either start a program or a class?
Absolutely. So I can be reached by phone at 866-906-GFYL. That's for Go Fund Your Life. And on all social media, on Go Fund Your Life, on Facebook and Instagram, and then also known as the Urban Cash Coach on Facebook as well.
I love that.
No doubt. Urban Cash Coach.
So,
Okay.
yeah, look me up. But definitely, guys, get involved in this savings challenge. I want to see everybody be able to save a minimum of $150. So I'm gonna be looking forward to seeing you guys tagging and let me know y'all's updates.
Okay.
Because I know everybody in this room has said that they are going to be in on the $150 challenge.
We're in.
So I don't know if LaRon's going to be in on there. So yes,
do it.
so we got a group of folks. So I want to be able to see what that looks like out there, and take advantage of that refund challenge with America Save that I have that's out there. There's one for military and one for civilians. So we got a lot of things that are going on over at Go Fund Your Life just to be able to help people get their finances in order.
Nice. Good, and we always appreciate you here, Nicole. And
no, she gonna work with you.
Sharing all of that.
She gonna work with you. That's what she does.
Yeah, come on, Jess.
She's gonna understand you where you at. Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, there you have it. Say no more. Say no more.
It's all confidential. Right?
Yeah, it's all confidential. We ain't getting nothing. We ain't hear no numbers, none of that. None of that. What's going on tomorrow, Jess, real quick?
Tomorrow, the social, I think this guy named DJ Something's gonna be DJing it. At Hamptons on King. So make sure you guys are there, and I'll be there.
And that's a networking event?
It's networking. It's an open mic from 8 to 10. From 10 to 2, there's a performance. Hamptons on King is really cool. Got good drinks. I won't be buying any, so if you want to buy me one, thank you ahead of time. 2, on Saturday, I'll be at the Pelican Room for the Survivors celebration with Don't Be Quiet. DJ Faye is going to be DJing it. It's a really dope event. Love the movement Don't Be Quiet. She is working on her second film for the book. Really dope. So I hope to see you all there. Tickets, I believe, are $10. You can buy them on Eventbrite. And then on Sunday, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Y'all know where I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be at church. So pull up to I Am Church. We are at the Woodland Y, which I believe the address is 130 Woodland Avenue. I should know because I damn near live there. And yeah, church is dope. Amazing. Pastor Julius and his wife are incredible. Come through. It's no judgment. I just want you to know my pastor wears polo.
Julius Lancaster.
Yes. Amazing. Come on through. You looking like you're going to come through. It's going to be warm that day.
I'm looking like I'm going to be in New Birth, but tell Julie.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm going to tell her you said, hey, yeah, New Birth is dope. New Birth is dope.
Yeah, those are my people.
Love them. So please come through. And if church is not your thing, sorry. That's all I'm promoting on Sunday.
Sorry. Joel Osteen and get you a little,
hey, you
spiritual healing. And
come to meditation in the morning. Come to yoga with me. I'm at yoga at 8 a.m. meditation, and I go to church. Sunday, it's slow yoga. You're not gonna like it. It's slow yoga. We'll do power yoga on Monday.
What time is that?
9:30 in the morning.
I'll be at work, but I love you. Okay, we're gonna have to schedule this this exercise.
If you guys know of any good pole dancing classes that you would like to invite Tiff and I to, please.
What do you mean?
Excuse me. You're coming. We're doing this together.
Sweetie, my friend has a pole dance studio. We've talked about
this.
We're
talking about free ones. Is she gonna charge us?
I mean, black people like to get paid like everybody else.
But if you want to see us, if you want to pay us to come, you want to see.
Stop.
Okay, I'm done.
Yes. No.
I'm done.
Tiani definitely has the dopest pole studio.
Is she pole king?
And she does candy cane.
Is it black on?
Yes. And she's my super good friend. I've been inviting you to go to Candy Cane.
Candy Cane is black owned?
Yes.
Oh my God, go to Candy Cane.
She lives right down the street from my house and we hang out all the time.
Oh my God.
She's totally performing March 3rd at the Arnold Classic. And last year she totally won, bitch. It's not a joke.
Okay, we'll be there.
So if you're trying to have that banging body and have your legs and thighs and your hips and everything together, pole dance studio, yes.
So almost a month away.
He hates us so much.
Because tomorrow's February 1st. I'm very, very excited and amped up. The first of many DJ cafes is going down March.
I'm excited about this.
March 1st.
I'm taking off.
Can you really quickly explain what it is?
Please.
So it's basically a cipher, like how artists have ciphers, but it's just a DJ version. So each DJ will have a scheduled amount of time to do a mix of a genre that they want to please the crowd. And once they're done, we go into the next one until all of them are done. So you literally get 5 DJs, 5 different genres, different styles. Each DJ was handpicked on purpose because of their experience. So there's different levels of experience that are going to be there. And it's really just a dope time. Like, there's going to be music you forgot was out there. There's going to be new music you never heard before that you're going to be a fan of. Like, it's really going to be crazy. There's going to be vendors there. We're going to have food. We're going to have a bartender who, this is her own business, the food vendor. This is her own business, is what she does. So everything awesome. Is community based. And the best part, my favorite part that I'm going to try not to get emotional when it comes up is the money that we get from the event is going to use to sponsor a Columbus artist to be part of the Fleet DJ.
Finna get you.
What you call it? Showcase, artist spotlight. Sorry. So, and that's $150 value. So, yeah.
All right.
Peace.